Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. Today, we will delve into the Diagnostic Trouble Codes, DTC, P0970 and P0971, specifically related to the pressure control solenoid C in Honda Accord models from 2017 to 2023. These codes signify issues within the control circuit of the pressure control solenoid, which is crucial for the operation of the continuously variable transmission, CVT. The terms low and high in these codes indicate potential electrical problems rather than mechanical issues, which are important to understand for effective troubleshooting. Recognizing these DTCs is essential for maintaining optimal transmission performance and avoiding further damage. This presentation will guide you through a comprehensive troubleshooting guide, explaining the components involved, potential causes of the codes, symptoms experienced by drivers, and step-by-step diagnosis for addressing these issues. Let's begin our investigation into these DTCs and what they mean for Honda Accord owners. The error codes P0970 and P0971 are directly related to the pressure control solenoid C, which plays a vital role in the functioning of the continuously variable transmission, CVT, in Honda Accord models. This solenoid regulates fluid pressure within the transmission system, thereby controlling the operation of clutches and gears. It is usually located within the valve body assembly of the transmission. The Transmission Control Module, TCM, acts as the chief electronic controller, receiving signals from various sensors and sending commands to the solenoid to adjust transmission behavior. Understanding the electrical connection is crucial here, as both codes are triggered by faults in the electrical circuit rather than by mechanical issues. This alerts technicians that they need to focus on wiring, connectors, and the solenoid's electrical integrity during troubleshooting. Therefore, it's imperative to recognize the significance of these components when diagnosing these DTCs. Several potential causes could lead to the triggering of DTCs P0970 and P0971. The primary factor is an electrical circuit issue, indicating that either shorted or open wires might exist in the circuit that communicates between the TCM and the pressure control solenoid. Another possibility is poor connections between these components, which could result from corrosion, wear, or incorrect installation. It's essential to check for loose terminals and whether any dirt or grime is preventing a solid electrical connection. Additionally, the overall integrity of the wiring must be assessed. Any breaks or shorts can cause erratic behavior in the solenoid, leading to the reported DTCs. Lastly, if internal faults are detected in the TCM, this will also need to be addressed, requiring a careful diagnosis to pinpoint the precise origin of the failure. When the DTCs P0970 and P0971 are present, drivers may experience several noticeable symptoms that indicate a malfunction in the CVT system. One of the most common issues is irregular transmission performance, which may manifest as difficulty in shifting or unusual delays in acceleration. Drivers might notice harsh or inconsistent shifts, leading to an overall uncomfortable driving experience. Additionally, the check engine light or similar warning indicators on the dashboard may illuminate, providing a direct signal that there's an anomaly in the driving system. These symptoms not only affect daily driving, but could pose a risk of further damage if not addressed promptly. Therefore, recognizing these signs early fosters a prompt response to the fault codes and can lead to more effective troubleshooting and repair. The first step in troubleshooting the DTCs P0970 and P0971 involves general verification of the issues at hand. Begin by turning the vehicle ignition to the on mode, ensuring all electrical systems are activated without starting the engine. Next, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to clear any stored DTCs. This action resets the system, allowing for accurate monitoring of any new occurrences of the codes. After clearing, start the engine and allow it to run for at least 1 second. During this time, check for any pending or confirmed DTCs using the HDS again. If the DTCs reappear, it indicates a persistent fault that needs further diagnosis. If neither DTC is confirmed, it suggests an intermittent failure, urging you to inspect for any poor connections or loose terminals linking the pressure control solenoid to the TCM. Maintaining this meticulous process is vital for accurate identification of the underlying issues within the circuit. In the second troubleshooting step, the focus shifts to assessing potential failure areas in relation to the TCM and the pressure control solenoid connection. Begin by turning the vehicle off and shifting the ignition to the off lock mode for safety. Next, disconnect the TCM transmission control module 50P connector, which is crucial for isolating the electrical circuit related to these DTCs. Once disconnected, measure the resistance between test points specified in the diagnostic procedure, namely between TCM connector number 13 and the body ground. The resistance should fall within the range of 4.7 to 5.9 ohms. If the measured resistance is within this range, it indicates that the wiring is intact, and you may need to check for service information or substitute the TCM with a known good unit for further evaluation. However, if the resistance is less than 4.7 ohms or greater than 5.9 ohms, proceed to the next steps for further diagnosis, depending on the readings obtained. Step 3 in the troubleshooting process focuses on the CPCLS line, where we will assess for potential short circuits that may be impacting the performance of the solenoid. Begin by disconnecting the CVT clutch pressure control solenoid valve 2P connector, ensuring that the vehicle remains in the off lock mode. With the connector disconnected, check for continuity between test points 1 and 2 as specified. These test points should confirm whether or not there's a continuous electrical pathway from TCM connector number 13 to the body ground. If continuity is confirmed, it signifies a short to ground within the CPCLS wire, necessitating repairs to address the wiring fault. On the other hand, if there is no continuity, it indicates that the CPCLS wire is functioning correctly, suggesting that the issue lies with the CVT clutch pressure control solenoid valve itself. In that case, you would need to replace the valve body assembly to restore proper operation. Continuing onward, step 4 involves checking the continuity of the CPCLS CPC Plus line to determine if an open circuit exists that could be influencing the DTCs. To start, again, disconnect the CVT clutch pressure control solenoid valve 2P connector from the system. Conduct a continuity test between the specified test points, ensuring that the vehicle is off and both connectors remain disconnected. Test point 1 is located at the female terminals of the 2P connector, while test point 2 is at TCM connector number 13. If continuity is found, it indicates that the CPCLS CPC Plus wire is functioning properly, allowing you to proceed to the next troubleshooting step. Conversely, if continuity is not present, this suggests an open circuit in the wiring between the solenoid valve and the TCM, requiring necessary repairs to rectify the faulty line. The final step in the troubleshooting process focuses on verifying the continuity of the CPC line, which is critical for the operation of the CVT system. Ensure that the vehicle remains in the off lock mode as you conduct this test. With the CVT clutch pressure control solenoid valve 2P connector and the TCM 50P connector still disconnected, check continuity between test points 1 and 2. Test point 1 is at the female terminal's number, one of the CVT solenoid connector, while test point 2 is connected to body ground. If continuity is established, it indicates that the CPC wire is functioning correctly. However, if continuity is absent, it may signify an open circuit in the CPC wire between the solenoid valve and ground. In this case, repair the wiring or rectify any poor ground connections. If the wiring is intact and continuity exists, the fault likely lies with the CVT clutch pressure control solenoid valve itself, necessitating replacement of the valve body assembly to resolve coating issues. Once all necessary repairs are completed, it's crucial to perform a final verification to ensure that the issues related to the DTCs P0970 and P0971 have been resolved. First, clear any remaining DTCs using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. After clearing the codes, drive the vehicle under various conditions to allow the transmission system to go through its full operational cycle. During this driving period, monitor for any signs of return of the initial symptoms or reappearance of the DTCs. After completing a successful drive, perform another check using the HDS to surf for any pending or confirmed DTCs. If no codes reappear and the vehicle operates smoothly, the repairs can be deemed successful. Final verification ensures that the work performed has fully resolved the underlying issues, securing the CVT's optimal functionality. To prevent the recurrence of DTC's P0970 and P0971 in the future, implementing regular preventive maintenance measures is essential. Begin with routine electrical inspections to ensure that all wiring and connectors are in excellent condition. This will help mitigate potential issues stemming from corrosion or wear. Regularly inspect the connectivity of connectors leading to the pressure control solenoid and TCM, checking for any signs of looseness or dirt accumulation that may hinder electrical flow. Moreover, keeping a close eye on the transmission fluid levels and quality is imperative, as proper lubrication is vital for component functionality and longevity. Additionally, ensuring that service updates and bulletins are reviewed can provide insight into known issues and appropriate fixes. By adhering to these preventive measures, one can significantly enhance the reliability of the CVT system and avoid costly repairs in the long run. To wrap up our discussion on DTC's P0970 and P0971, it's imperative to clearly understand the implications of these codes and the steps needed to address them effectively. These codes directly relate to electrical issues within the pressure control solenoid C circuit rather than mechanical problems. Following the organized troubleshooting process outlined today is essential for accurately diagnosing and resolving these issues. Ensuring that each step is meticulously executed can prevent misdiagnosis and potential vehicle damage. Furthermore, implementing preventive maintenance measures will help safeguard against future occurrences of these DTCs. Ultimately, proper understanding, thorough investigation, and proactive care are the cornerstones of maintaining the Honda Accord's optimal transmission performance. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.